You're watching Shalom World News. I'm David Kerr from Lansing in Michigan, and these are your latest news headlines from around the world. The state of Arkansas has become the first in the United States to ban so-called transgender therapies for young people suffering from gender dysphoria. On Tuesday, April the 6th, the state's Republican-dominated House and Senate approved legislation that will stop doctors from prescribing puberty-blocking drugs, cross-sex hormones and surgical interventions to minors who are suffering significant distress or impairment related to a desire to be the opposite gender. That vote overturns a veto imposed by State Governor Asa Hutchinson in the days previous. Socially conservative groups such as the Washington DC-based Family Council have hailed the Arkansas lawmakers for enacting what they call historic legislation. Meanwhile, the socially liberal American Civil Liberties Union say that they will legally challenge the measure in a bid to stop it coming into effect in late July. The bishops of France have spoken out against new legislation seeking to legalise euthanasia across the country. The proposed law was debated in the French National Assembly on Thursday, April the 8th. It's being sponsored by the left-wing parliamentarian Olivier Favorny. In response, Archbishop Michel Aupetit of Paris told French media that when someone suffers, the solution is to ease their pain instead of killing them. The Archbishop urged the French people to fight for life and to demand better palliative care for the terminally ill. The French government, meanwhile, is yet to take a stand on the proposed legislation. Pope Francis has denounced child sexual abuse as a profound evil and extended his support to global efforts to eradicate such crimes. The Holy Father made his comments in a communique to an international symposium on the issue being hosted by Harvard University in partnership with the Vatican's Pontifical Commission for the Protection of Minors and the Catholic University of America. The three-day event is entitled Faith and Flourishing, Strategies for Preventing and Healing Child Sexual Abuse. It began on Thursday, April the 8th. It's being attended by religious leaders, scholars and experts from various fields. Pope Francis said he hopes that this symposium would contribute to a greater awareness of the gravity and extent of child sexual abuse and would also promote effective cooperation in order to root out such evils in society. Meanwhile, the Pope is also urging global financial institutions to reduce the burden of debt on poorer nations. The Holy Father made his plea to participants of the 2021 virtual spring meeting of the World Bank and International Monetary Fund, which is currently underway. He suggested to those participating that the coronavirus crisis of the past year offers an opportunity to re-examine the rules governing monetary activity with the aim of better serving the common good. In his letter, Pope Francis expressed his hope for a future where global finance is used for the service of the common good and the most marginalised. This, he said, includes seeking a significant reduction in the debt burden placed upon the poorest nations. The Holy Father also appealed to financial institutions to explore ways to calculate, quote, the ecological debt between the north and south of the world. The Vatican Observatory has launched a new website in a bid to reassert the traditional Christian proposition that faith, reason and science go hand in hand. The observatory, which is one of the oldest in the world, is headed by Jesuit Brother Guy Consolmagno. In an interview this week with the Catholic News Agency, Brother Guy said that while the Vatican Observatory has done a good job of doing the science since its foundation in the 16th century, it has been less successful at showing the world that good work. Hence the new website and a new podcast too, in order to help more people, he says, explore the wonders of God's universe. Known as the Specula Vaticana, the Vatican Observatory dates back to 1582, when Pope Gregory VIII instituted a committee of scientific experts to reform the structure of the months, with the result being, of course, the Gregorian calendar. The observatory's new website contains hundreds of resource materials on faith and science. The man who is the Vatican's Foreign Secretary has reiterated the Church's opposition to anti-Semitism. Archbishop Paul Gallagher is the Holy See's Secretary for Relations with States. He made his comments in a video released as part of the Israeli Embassy to the Holy See's campaign to tackle anti-Semitism. Archbishop Gallagher highlighted a landmark document of the Second Vatican Council on the relationship between the Catholic Church and non-Christian religions, known as Nostra Aetate. That's Latin for in our time. Archbishop Gallagher said that Nostra Aetate, which was approved in 1965 by the bishops of the world in communion with Pope St. Paul VI, has fostered a better understanding between Judaism and Christianity and also led to the establishment of diplomatic ties between the Holy See and Israel in the 1990s. Finally, Pope Francis will celebrate Holy Mass at the Church of Santo Spirito in Sassia in Rome this weekend to mark Divine Mercy Sunday. The church, which is only yards away from the Vatican, is home to a Divine Mercy shrine established by Pope St. John Paul II in 1994. The shrine contains a relic of the late Pope, along with a relic of St. Faustina Kowalska, the 20th century Polish nun who, it is held, received revelations about the divine mercy of God from Jesus Christ himself. Divine Mercy Sunday was instituted by Pope St. John Paul II in the year 2000 as part of the canonisation of St. Faustina. Providentially, Pope John Paul died on the vigil of Divine Mercy Sunday 5 years later and was then beatified upon the same feast day in 2011 by his successor, Pope Benedict XVI. Well, that's all the latest headlines for now. Do join us for more tomorrow, and you can also visit us at swnews.org for news updates. Shalom.